Yo, yeah, hey guys, Wagwan. You're welcome back to another interesting episode on Ace Codes Info, and my name remains Akuchukwe Buka, and as usual, I'm always going to be your host on this my solo conversation, and on this episode, really, I am really going to be delving into some really deep and profound truths, some deep understanding about life, some really interesting truths I've really found out about life, and I promise you will not want to miss out on this. Please stick with me. I assure you that every second that you spend here is going to be worth it, because at the end of this video you may probably start seeing life from a different lens entirely. Stick with me. This is really going to be an interesting one. So let's go real quick. What if I tell you, what if I inform you again that your reality as you may have it is a direct proportion, is a direct influence of your thoughts, of what you think? You are consciously or unconsciously creating your reality. Your reality is a direct influence of what you think about life, because no two people do see life the same way. So if you see life in the way you see life, it is all a construct of your thoughts, because one of the universal principles states, as above so is below. Where is above really? Your mind. Your mind does control reality. Your mind does control how you see life. We all are creators. We all are creators of our reality, be it that you're doing it consciously or you're doing it unconsciously, but you are directly responsible for the structure of how you see life, how your reality is playing out. Because as children, we all came into existence fresh as creators, right? We all created things. We all started from a point of ignorance where all we just wanted to do was just to understand how life works, understand how reality works, where we were asking these really deep questions. We was just in this state of testing new ideas, this very curious state, this zest, this enthusiasm for life, this curiosity for life. But over time, as we began to grow old, as we began to grow through some certain stages, we started going through some programmings that kicked us off from our life. Like it stripped us off our lives. Like we don't even have control of our life anymore, and we were now conditioned to act in a certain way, to believe in a certain perspective, to play small, to forget ourselves as creators. And you see, some people just go about life forgetting the fact that they are creating their reality, not even knowing who they are, because really, I said, we all started from this point where we were creating our reality, we were creating life, and like we were asking this really deep question. Like me, for instance, growing up, I was this really curious kid that all I just wanted to do was just to ask those deep questions that they say, oh, don't ask these questions. When you ask these questions, you're being rebellious. No. And that place, I one day, nothing when they say no do, nothing I won't do. Like I was really this rebellious, not rebellious like for the sake of being a rebel, but for the sake of understanding how things work, because we just found ourselves here on this mysterious universe, and we're not really taking our time to ask questions like, where are we going to? Like, what did we come here for first, and where are we going to? But we just came into this mysterious universe of consciousness, and we saw a lot of people running, chasing shadows, and like we're not really taking our time to like ask questions. Where are you guys going to? You guys should take a pause first. Where are we going to? What did we come here for? Now we're not asking such questions, but we just joined in this whole race of unending cycle, and like we just keep on chasing. We keep on chasing. Like I was asking, is this really all there is to life? Is this all we've really come here for? Like, if the reasons to why this whole genius creations has really been put in place, so as we are going to like be in this whole unending cycle, then really it's not what's existing, it's not what living. Because if you look around, you realize that reality, that life is really a genius creation. And if this whole geniusness was really put in place for us to live in this mundane pattern of livings, where you see we are just basking this unending cycle of chasing, losing, and like it seems like we're just running around a circle like that has no end. Is this all there is to life? What have we really come here for? We need to start asking these deep questions, really, because for you to really understand the thing, you need to ask a question about that thing. For instance, I'm going to the next city. I've never been there before. I've just been hearing about it, or probably I've never been hearing about it before. I just woke up one morning and they said, oh, come and go to the next city. And okay, I was like, okay, fine. I took my belongings, I took my properties, I took my stuffs, and I set off for the journey. And you say don't ask questions when you get there. Now, how am I supposed to know what I'm supposed to go do there in the first place? How am I supposed to even know where I'm going to in the first? How am I supposed to even know the direction at which I'm going to? How am I supposed to even know if I am on the right track at where I'm going to? So you hear sometimes people say, oh, don't ask questions, don't ask these deep questions, don't ask. The religion, they do that a whole lot. They say, oh, just believe, just conform, don't ask questions. But why am I to conform? Why wouldn't I ask questions? Now if I ask questions, you call me a rebel. No, I'm not a rebel. I'm just a seeker. I just want to understand how things work, because I believe if you know better, you do better, right? So if I understand how life works, really, because God himself delights in concealing things, right? And it is immense delight to unveiling that thing. Because sometimes also I hear some religious folks, they say, oh, it is in this our religion, it is here that God exists holistically. It's really dumb to think that God exists holistically in just your religion. Like, all there is to reality is just a perspective, and everybody has something, everybody knows something, everybody is, this may sound like kind of this may sound like I'm trying to be smarter than myself, but it is what it is. We all are gods. We all are. This is literally God trying to like experience reality from our limited lens of reality. Because how on earth will God understand everything he's created if he does not experience these things from your limited lens of reality? If he does not understand reality from my limited lens of reality? And at the end of the day, no two people do see life the same way. You may see blue, I see red. You may see white, I see black. Now that does not mean you're wrong, or that does not mean I'm right. But each and every one of us are right from our own unique perspective. Now just imagine this way. Imagine that in the history of creation, in the history of this universe, in the history of existence, you are this one program that will never occur anywhere again, past, present, or future. This one program, aside you, there isn't anybody that is going to experience life in this sequenced arrangements that you've experienced life. That is to say, you are a very unique being. You are not just some NPCs that have just come here to come and look at other people live their lives. You are a very unique being. And when I say we all are gods, because I said this is the only way God is going to appreciate everything he's created, when you've actually understood life from your perspective, from your limited perspective. It's just like a video game player. Now you've created these whole characters, and you put in limited characteristics to these whole players, limited strengths to these whole players. Now this is the only way you are going to understand the potentials of each characters. Because if you just give every character the same traits, the same characteristics, the same strengths, then you cannot differentiate between this or this. It's just all going to be the same thing. So this is to prove to you, or to let you know that you are a very unique being, and you really come here for something specific, something really significant. It's just like a movie, right? Your life is a movie, literally, because every movie does have an end. Every movie does has a lesson and it tries to teach you at the end of the day, right? And if you really picture your life as a movie, you realize that, okay, at the end of the day, I am really trying to like actualize to the end of this movie. Like, I'm trying to like actualize to my highest version of self, right? Because there isn't any other thing we're trying to do with life which is not just to actualize our highest version of self. We humans are really the only one that are trying to live outside ourselves, because you see every other things in nature, it's going in sequence with itself. Like it's going in this arrangement of uncovering its highest version of self. But we humans, we are the only ones. Yes, we claim to be the most conscious ones, we claim to be the most enlightened ones, we claim to be the smartest ones, but we are the only ones that are living outside of ourselves. I've never seen a depressed dog before. I've never seen a depressed cow before, because I've never seen a depressed mango tree before, because we are just like seeds, and everything it takes to actualize to your highest version of self is deep inside you. You just need to go inside yourself, find that thing and expose it to the world. But like right now, you see, because we are basking this whole state of survival, now all we just want to do is just survive, put food on our table, and like just survive, right? Now you see someone really doing some things that he does not really enjoy doing, but because this thing does put food on his table, even when they don't enjoy doing these things, but because, oh, we need to survive, and you see them doing these things with a frown on their face, just like an unconscious doctor that is telling you, oh, you're going to put out some deposits first before we treat this person of their sickness. Now, what makes you a lifesaver? I thought your job as a lifesaver was to save lives. Now, even when you could see that this person is losing tons of blood, this person is gradually dying, is losing life bit by bit, but you say, no, the system here does not work that way. You got to put down some deposits first before we commence treatment. What sort of a lifesaver are you then? For you not to understand that, okay, money can still be made, but if we lose this life, what are the odds that we're going to get back another life? But because this is not your passion, but because you just want to fuel your basic survival needs, and like you took up on some passions that, like you took up on some careers that are outside yourself, just because you want to solve your survival needs. Now I'm not saying all doctors should go about start treating people like for free, right? But you should first ask yourself, this thing I'm doing, does it resonate with my highest self? If it is your genuine calling to become a healer, to heal people, I don't think you could be that heartless, and you're seeing people like dying bit by bit, and you say, no, the system here does not work that way. You got to put down some deposits first before we treat this person. But shout out to every conscious doctor, shout out to every doctor that are genuinely doing the work of their highest version of self, right? They are genuinely doing the work of the Lord. Shout out to every conscious doctor out there, and to you all that are just doing for the sake of survival. May God really help you. May God really help you. But here's what I'm saying here. You should understand that you are a creator of your reality. Your reality is a direct proportion of your thoughts. Because one of the principles of the universe is, as above, so is below. Where is above really? Above is here. Oh, some people think, oh, there is a separate place called heaven and hell, and they think that above is that heaven. Nah, that's above is your highest version of self, and that your below, that what you call hell, is your lowest version of self. So if you're living in this your lowest version of this, your unconscious version of self, because you see a lot of people, like, they really go through life in this unconscious manner, like really oblivious of who they are, not having an original idea of who they are. You could see some people, like, they have hundreds of PhDs, hundreds of bachelor degrees, like they have the whole degrees, and still they don't know who they are. They don't know themselves. All they just have is some like really heightened intellectual knowledge, and like still the knowledge of self is still missing. You see, you could literally get every knowledge here on earth. But as long as you are missing that knowledge of self, that knowledge of who you are, then you are still clueless, then you are still like, you're still lost in life. Because knowledge does set a man free from mental slavery, and the highest knowledge a man can actually get is the knowledge of self. When you know yourself, you play your role better. When you know yourself, you embody yourself, you embody to your true version of self better. You raise to your highest version of self better. You play your role better. Like I said, it's just like a video game. Let's say like Grand Theft Auto, for instance. Now you see the main character, he knows his role, he knows his mission there on that game, and that's when you really get satisfaction from that game, because you know what this character is to be playing, and like you're playing according to that character's strength, right? Now imagine your life as a video game. You should first, you know your character, you know your traits, you know your roles. And how on earth do you know your roles if you don't really ask these questions, if you don't really go on these sober retreats to like really ask these deep questions? What am I here for? What is my sole purpose here for? How am I in alignment with my highest version of self? This and this and this I'm doing right now, how does it contribute to my highest version of self? How is it helping me? How is it aiding me become a better version of a person? Right? Because it's only when you ask these deep questions, like I said, God delights in concealing things, and man delights in unveiling these things. And every day as we go through life, we are discovering parts and puzzles of ourselves, because like everybody's really like that clueless about life. This is one like very big mystery about life. We are all this really clueless about life, that we don't really know what we are doing. We're just testing ideas, we're just testing perspective, we're just like juggling between opinions, between ideas. Oh, is this gonna work? Or what if I put this and this together? Is it gonna work? Okay, let me try it this way, let me try it this way. And if it does work, you take the glory. And if it doesn't work, you learn from how this thing isn't gonna work, or how this thing isn't a part of the system, and you grow to become a better version of yourself from there. Just like you're trying to invent something and you're testing ideas. So just like when Thomas Edison was trying to discover the light bulb, and he was testing ideas. He was, okay, I did this. I think they said he did it 999 times, right? I was not there, but they said, we read on some science books, 990 whatever times. But that is to tell you, like, life is this state where you are testing ideas. You don't really know what you're doing. Even the smartest person on earth, even like the most genius brains that have lived here, the Nikola Tesla, them Albert Einstein, them, and other genius minds that have lived here, you may think they've comprehended reality to a depth, but they are still ignorant to a very large degree. They are still ignorant to a very large degree, because life is a continuous process of growth, learning, and so at every point you are learning. This is why I really respect and appreciate everybody I come across, because I see people as an extension of myself that I could not become, that I cannot become, because that is what they are really. Everybody you come across is an extension of yourself, and everybody is supposed to open you up to something. Everybody knows something. If you lived here 1 year, if you lived here 10 years, if you lived here 50 years, if you lived here 100 years, if you've lived here 1 billion years, if you've lived here whatever amount of years you've lived here on this planet Earth, you know something. You know something that has actually helped you navigate reality to the depths at which you have navigated, because we all started from a point of ignorance, and the fact that we are still relevant till today, that is to say, we've learned some things that has kept us relevant till this day. So like, if you only could like open your mind, be open-minded to listening to other people's perspective about life, really it's gonna give you like this deep insights to like really understanding yourself on a deeper dimension. Because like I was talking about religion, I said some religious people are really that dogmatic and delusional. They tell you, oh, our religion is all there is, it's all the truth there is. Do you think God in his whole geniusness will want to just put the whole truth in one box, then that's no geniusness about God. Then if God can just say, oh, I give the whole truth to the Christians, or I give the whole truth to the Buddhists, or I give the whole truth to the Islams, or I give the whole truth to the science, or I give the whole truth to the atheists, then this is why you really need to open your look, everything speaks volume, everything speaks knowledge, everybody has something to offer, everybody has a depth of knowledge. It's just that, like I said, reality is all but a perspective. Everything that there is to reality is a perspective. What you think is true may not be true to me. It is just a perspective. It is what has worked for you, and you hold that thing as true. But probably I tried it and it didn't work for me. Now I'm gonna be like, oh, this thing is not true. Now I don't hold that as a perspective, but because you've tried it and it worked for you, and you be like, oh, this thing is okay, you add it to your bag of knowledge, and like you scale through life with that idea, right? So like, but over time, we know we humans, we are really limited and we are really biased. So this whole perspective, this whole religious doctrines, now based on man and his limited understanding, he started putting some biasness to these things. He started putting some emotions to these things, because like if you see, a lot of manipulations has really been like put into this whole doctrines. But at the end of the day, it is up to you to be able to sieve out the truth. Just stay open-minded, absorb everything, be like water, let everything flow through you. But you should stay conscious enough and stay discerning enough to like really sieve out what is true and what is a dogma, what is a manipulation, what is a lie, what does not really resonate. Because I said, man in his whole quest for power, control, and like keeping people subjected to this belief. Because like you see, religion is just all about duality. They say it's either you obey God or you go to hell. I was asking this question one time: what sort of a loving God who want to put his creation into this unending state of misery because they fail to achieve a certain height? What sort of a God is that? Or what sort of a God will even be jealous of his own creation? They say, your God is a jealous God. What sort of a God will be jealous of his own creation? What sort of a father? It is a father's desire to see his children excel over him. So what sort of a father will be jealous that his kids are like doing other things with life, or excelling or exploring other perspectives to life? What sort of a father would do that? So you see, these whole things are part of the biasness of religion, right? Because they want to keep you in this state of conformity, in this state of subjection, in this state where they control your life for you, so as you don't even have an original idea of what your life is all about. You need to understand that you have you have every sovereignty to your life, right? Your life is autonomously in your control. You are controlling your life, and how you think, as a man thinketh, so he becomes. Your life is in your full control. You have to stand up for yourself and take control of your life. You have to, first of all, do away with the whole programming that you've been programmed to think, because you've really been programmed to think small, to not even know yourself, to conform. Because I was asking this question one time again: what is the essence to why we are here? Why did we come here really? And like something just really struck me from like inside, and I'll be sharing that with you. And I said, this may also sound like I'm smarter than myself, but good luck to explaining these things to an extreme religious follower, right? But we all are gods, and we've really come here to actualize ourselves as God, to elevate to our highest version of self, to like reach our fullest potentials as God, because we all are creators. just as God created this whole reality, this world out of nothingness, you are capable of creating your world out of nothing but your imagination. Now, how are you suffering life? Oh, does the thing happen and you start playing the victim's card, or you really did learn from that thing and like you added it to your bag of experience, you armed yourself up with more experience, and like going further, you're becoming wiser, you're becoming smarter, you're growing, you're becoming a better version of yourself. How are you seeing events in your life? Are you seeing them from the victim's perspective, or seeing them from the growth perspective? Right? How are you really influencing your life from your thoughts? You are here to actualize to your full potential, to your highest version of self, to raise your vibration and see yourself as God. Now, when I say see yourself as God, I don't mean see yourself as the omnipresence, as the omnipotent, right? But you're a God in your own limited capacity, right? You are a God in your own limit. Because I said earlier, this is literally God trying to like explore the depth of what He created from your own limited version of reality. Let us create man in our own image. If you really want to know what God is thinking, look at the thoughts in man's mind. Because there isn't anything else. Because honestly, like reality is not duality, right? It isn't good or bad. It isn't God or devil. It isn't black or white. It isn't just yin and yang. Reality is not duality. It isn't fairness or unfairness. It isn't black or white. So now you want to say, because I hear people that sometimes they say, God detests evil. What makes you think evil is bad? Evil isn't bad. Evil isn't bad, but from the perspective at which you are seeing it, back to what I said, reality is all but a perspective. Now, what you call good may sound so true to somebody, and what you call bad may sound like, what you call good may sound so bad to somebody. The person will be like, what the fuck is this guy saying? What are you saying? And what you call bad may sound so true, so good to some other persons. And they be like, nah, I don't see life the way you see life. Someone like Kim Jong-un, you think he agrees, or he believes, or he thinks he's doing anything wrong? Nah. Or let's say someone that goes to war just to keep peace. Because I was asking this question one time again. Why do we go to war for peacekeeping mission? Why do Russia have to go to war just to keep the state of at peace? I don't see any peace there though. But like, why do they have to go to war? Why do we have to go to war if we are really seeking peace? Can't we just sit down and dialogue? But no. Sometimes the violence, taking it by force. Sometimes you need to apply violence so as you can achieve something. Negotiation does not solve, dialogue does not solve everything at every time. So like I said, reality is not duality. It isn't good or bad. It depends on the perspective at which you are seeing it from. Because the whole idea of God will really not be existing if devil was not in the picture. The idea of God will really be that irrelevant if devil was not in the picture. Now you may want to say, oh, devil is bad. Why should God not kill devil? God cannot kill devil because God is devil himself. It's just like a two sides of a coin. The yin and yang. Now you cannot say, oh, the yin is good, the yang is bad. Nah. It depends on the perspective at which you are seeing it. So if devil was all that bad, or if God wants us to like be all this whole perfect, he would have taken away evil from the face of the earth. And if we eventually do find the evil, then you know that, okay, out of our own carelessness, we got ourselves plagued. But like, no God will want to punish you because you failed to achieve some certain standards. Because if really God wants us to achieve some these standards of whole hellfire and heaven, we would have come in here with like pre-installed knowledge and not starting life from a point of ignorance, right? We shouldn't have started life from a point of ignorance. We would have come in here with pre-installed knowledge. So if we eventually do fail in life, then we're okay, as a result of our ignorance, our excess ignorance, our mismanagement of ideas, that is what got us in this position that we found ourselves. But if we start from a point of ignorance where we didn't know, and we just just learning through life, just testing ideas, because honestly, that's why I don't really judge people anymore. When I started understanding, when I started realizing these things, I don't judge people anymore, because I believe if people know better, they will do better, right? I believe if people know better, they will do better. So if someone does something and they don't get it, I try to empathize with them. Okay, this person is really ignorant. I try, if it is in my position to teach them, I try to teach them, okay, I think this thing should be done this way. I think this thing should be done this way. Instead of criticizing people and calling people names, like calling people for some stuff they did out of ignorance. Because like a child now trying going to a fire, if only that child knows that fire is going to burn him, he isn't going to put his hand in that fire. He isn't even going to get close there, let alone putting his hand in that fire, right? But because he didn't know, he was really that ignorant, and he's like, okay, because we are this curious, we're just testing ideas, we're just like trying to figure out what works and what isn't going to work. So like everybody's just trying just testing ideas. So someone may really do something now, you'll be like, what the fuck did that person just do? That's some really stupid moves. But to that person, he's not calculating it as a stupid move. That is the best strategy he could come up with. Nobody delights in being stupid. Nobody enjoys being stupid. So if at the stage of his own psychic development, that is the best he could come up with, I believe he's still going to learn. If he makes that mistake and he realizes his mistake, then tomorrow he isn't going to want to do that thing again, because right now he has become a better version. He has learned, he has grown, and nobody want to be stuck in this state of stupidity forever, right? So we should understand that people are just doing their best. People are just trying to figure out life. People don't really know what they are doing. People don't really know what they are doing. Even you that may be claiming to be the smartest, you are dumb to a very large degree. If only you realize how much dumb you are. It's just like putting in a water in an ocean. You could see how much of insignificance that water you put in there is. That is what you know, and that is reality also. That is reality also, because I said I treat everybody I come across as an extension of myself that I could not become, and it really puts me in this state of open-mindedness that how can I really learn from this person? How can I learn from this person's idea? Even if they say some really stupid stuff, but if only you could go and introspect, process that stupid stuff they said, it could just help you understand some truth about yourself, and now you're really learning from that person's reality, right? Because like I said, everybody is an extension of me. I am not separate from you. You're not separate from me. We are all in this whole extension of this whole universal oneness. But as a result of this whole programming that we've really been programmed, that we've really gone through, now this whole separations have really been created, and people have really been their idea of self have really been stripped away from them. People don't even know who they are anymore. And people now start playing this small. People tell you, oh, I'm from Nigeria, I'm from South Africa, I'm from Kenya, therefore this person is not my brother, this person is not me. I don't care about this person. I don't care if this person eats. I don't care if this person drinks. I don't care if this person do whatever. They are not me. As long as I do my shit, I'm good. I don't care what other people are doing with their lives. You should understand that we all are influencing reality. It's just like this whole interconnectedness of things, right? We all are interconnected. We all are interconnected. It's just like, let me use the analogy of water again, because I'm close to water. Let's say take a drop of water, or just take a drop of water in your hand and dip it into an ocean. Now you're not going to say, oh, this water came from the tap, this water came from the well, this water came from the stream, this water came from spring, this water came from rain. I brought this one from my home. You see, the moment that water gets into that ocean, it mixes up with the whole body of water and it becomes one with that water. Likewise, you are one with me, I am one with you. But because we've so been like programmed to like not even know who we are, that is why you see people start living in this whole minute version of self, this whole limited version of self. Because first is that you didn't choose that you was going to come from that family you came from. You didn't choose that you was going to come from that tribe you came from. You didn't choose that you was going to come from that race you came from. You didn't choose that you was going to come from that place you came from. You didn't choose that you was going to be speaking the language you're speaking. But because you grew up among people that speak that language, now you now think, oh, these people are my people, and the other people are not my people. Now let's go and fight against them. But if only you was born into that other people that you are separating yourself from, wouldn't you identify yourself as a part of that other people? Now you see this whole separation that man has created. But the thing is, you should realize that you are not a separate entity. You are not, nature cannot be outside itself. You are a part of the whole. You are a part of everything. You are a universal being. It's in this whole universal consciousness, this whole universal oneness, where everything broke out of everything. I am a part of this leaf. This leaf is an extension of me. I am a part of this water. This water is an extension of me. I am a part of this rail I'm sitting on. This rail is an extension of me. This rail is not separate from me. I am a part of you that is watching this video. You are not separate from me. I am not separate from you. We all are an extension of ourselves. It's just in this whole universal. Because I said, nature cannot be outside itself. Nature is not greater than itself. Just like, crazily enough, when I hear some people, they say, oh, man is superior to woman, and like I hear some kind, like some really crazy theories, and I'd be like, I just shake my head, like, why are people like in this whole limited idea of separation? Now you're not gonna say a man is superior to a woman or a woman is lesser than a man. Nah, but because man really wants power and control, and like he starts bringing up ideas and theories that is really gonna put separations to things, right? Because now I don't crazily because I don't understand the notion to why men say men are superior to women. What makes you think you're not even superior to your dog? You're not even superior to an animal. You're not even superior to this leaf. Not to talk of being superior to. What if you came into creation as this leaf? What if you came into creation as a dog? What if you came into creation as a part of this water body? What if you came into creation as a tree? What if you came into creation as a rock? Did you define yourself that you was going to come in this structure you came in? No, it was all nature's design. Nature designed it to be this way, and you have absolutely no control to the way it is. And nature cannot be separate from itself. Nature is not greater than itself. So everything in nature is equal. Nature is balanced. Nature is, and the sole purpose of life is just like finding that balance. The moment you are able to find balance in life, really, you really crack this elixir to life. Like you really crack this code to life. The moment you can find balance in life, because that is really what we are finding in life. In our relationships, in our social settings, in our finance, in our lifestyle, what we're just looking for is that balance. If you can be able to strike that balance in your relationship, honestly, you're going to have a profound relationship. Because most times I hear people, they say, oh, relationship should be 50-50, or they say it should be 100-100, or some certain amount of numbers they put in. Look, relationship for me, like I'm really juggling between a lot of ideas, but like I said earlier, this is going to be like one of my deepest insights. So like I'm going to be juggling between a lot of ideas, but at the end of the day, I hope you pick what just resonates and you find value in just wherever it resonates with you, right? So relationship is like if I'm bringing in 100, I'm bringing in 10, you're bringing in 90, and we are still able to find that balance and cohabit together, then that is be good. I must not be bringing in 50, because we all have different capacities. We all have capacities. We all have limitations. We are this limited, and we all have a certain limitations to what we can bring, what we can achieve in life. So if I'm bringing in 10, you're bringing in 90, and we are still able to appreciate ourselves and find balance in ourselves, then we good, we coexist. Right? If I'm bringing in 80, you're bringing in 20, and cause you cannot have it all. Like I said earlier, everybody is this ignorance to a certain degree, to a very large degree. So if I am ignorant in that 20% aspect of life that you've comprehended, and what I know was 80, and that's 20 that I don't have. Now I'm leaning on you as an extension of myself to balance me, so as we can actually rub off each other and like create this balance, create this situation where we thrive, where we coexist, right? So life is just about finding balance. So the whole idea of it should be 50-50 or it should be 100-100, I don't really buy into that. It's about finding balance. So if I'm bringing 5, you're bringing 95. As long as you appreciate my 5, I appreciate your 95, and we are able to like cohabit, coexist, then we're good, right? So this is just that, and I really hope this is able to like help you see life in like this perspective. I'll really be signing up from here, but if you find value from this video, please give it a thumbs up, like, share and subscribe, and also please leave a comment down in the comment section, because like I said, I'm still learning. The reality is all just my perspective may be wrong. I'm just learning. If I know better, I'll do better, right? So this is what I think about life. This is the opinions I've been having about life that has really been keeping me on track, right? So, and I think that's really a very nice opinion. That's really a very beautiful perspective to life. But if you have a more superior perspective, if you see life in a more superior way, please feel free to leave your comments down in the comment section. Try not to criticize. Only weak people criticize. Try not to criticize. Like if you find what I'm saying uncomfortable, tell me what you think, and we are going to look into your perspective, and we learn from your own version, from your own lens of reality, right? Because we all do not see life the same way. So like I said, this is how I see life, right? So leave a comments down in the comment section. I want to see from your own perspective also. I want to learn from your own view of life also, right? So as we all can grow. Because that is the only way we can really grow through life, if we are able to share ideas with ourselves. I share my knowledge with you, you share knowledge with me, and like we introspect, we juggle ideas, and we grow, right? So yeah, that is just that for me. And I said, please leave a comments down in the comment section, like, share, and please subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate that. Please subscribe to the channel, right? Thank you for sticking with me this far. I think I've taken so much of your time already, but I believe I shared a lot of like deep insights, and like it's really that's mind-blowing. So please leave a like for me, and thank you for being with me this far. I appreciate your time here, because honestly, if you're spending this amount of time listening to my perspective about life, I really appreciate that, because this is like you spending about 45 minutes of your life that you're not going to get back again. So honestly, I really appreciate your time here. Thank you for sticking with me this far, and Akuchuku Ebuka is tapping out. Peace, love and light. Yeah.